ferocious intensity of these two girls.
Every fight show, the one fight that everyone looks forward to is the women fighting. The women are ferocious, they are relentless, they do not give up, and they really always throw at everything with intent. It is so entertaining.
If you think of the kind of personality of the kind of girl that goes into an MMA gym where most of the dudes there's mostly men, most of them are big, sweaty, muscly dudes, and they're like, yeah, this is for me, and every day they're sparring with people that are bigger, stronger. It means they become so technically sound and so tough as well. It kind of breeds technical and toughness, and every battle arena, everyone always talks about the women's fights.
It is. They're the most exciting, and to be honest, they always leave it all in there. You know, you have it. They're technically sound, they're relentless. It's the perfect combination. You know, look here, Sophie Luxton from Impact MMA.
Great team, always bringing a lot of fighters to this show. You stop talking. Oh, I love the orange on green. Look at that. Beautiful combination.
Sophie looking very game.
And her opponent into the blue corner, Indy, Briar.
Indy Briar from Vector MMA.
This fight today is brought to you by VikingWarriorNutrition.co.uk, the official sponsors of Battle Arena. If you want to be a Viking warrior, the helmet, horns, the
big
wenches, muscles,
tattoos.
Everyone thinks Viking Warrior Nutrition, that must just be protein powders and stuff. They've got the best spats, training gear, t-shirts, hoodies, whatever you want, they've got it. And they're the nicest people ever.
Oh, they are. It's just such a pleasure, working with them on the show. Having Viking Warrior Nutrition sponsor the show is a great benefit for both the show and the business itself. Now, Indy looking very game, ready to go.
She's got some crazy hair. We love some crazy hair.
Introducing again the fighter in the red corner, weighing 56.8 kilograms. Fighting out of Impact MMA, Sophie Luxton. And her opponent, the fighter in the blue corner, weighing 56.8 kilograms. Fighting out of Vectis MMA, Indy, Briar.
Indy sporting a black eye. You know she's been training hard, but she comes into the fight with a black eye. We've got Sophie in the orange and green and Indy in the black and red.
Great show of respect there. Now both of the fighters touching gloves before they start.
Ooh.
Indy going for a takedown straight away.
Indy's for the strong double underhook straight away, but she didn't turn it into much. It's unusual to get double underhooks and then try to throw knees. It's usually like a resting position. Indy with a pressure game.
Well, she's starting very quickly, very early on this fight. She's trying to land some knees, however, if you have a double underhook, it's not really that easy to throw knees to the body. I'd be rather focusing on the legs if I was Indy in this situation.
The double underhooks do keep you safe, though. It's very hard to hit someone that got double underhooked on you. You can't get your elbow position. Indy's dropped down now, got their hips. Ooh. Oh, huge takedown. Very impressive. Well, such power from Indy.
It's very good.
Sophie's doing a good job of holding half guard there. She's got onto her right side, which is the correct thing to do. She's trying to sneak through her right leg to get back to full guard. But Indy used the opportunity to kind of knee slide through and end up in a beautiful side control. She tried to step to mount, but got caught in half guard again. Indy's passing fairly easily. I am impressed with Sophie's hips. She's moving really well, getting angles constantly on her side. She's doing the correct thing, but Indy's kind of reading it just that split second faster.
I think for Sophie, she needs to get the underhook next time Indy tries to pass and just come out to the back.
Indy's having such trouble holding that position. It's hard for her to get some ground and pound or submission attempts going, because Sophie's doing a really good job of recovering every time there's a little bit of space. Oh, now she slid to mount. Really smooth transition there, and then flicked the foot over without getting caught in half guard again. Very impressive.
Grapevine here now.
Oh, Sophie went brave, rolled out to her feet. Has she got the armbar? Oh, it's looking tight, it's looking tight. Sophie needs to get her weight down, drive into that armbar, not pull out, otherwise she's going to be in big trouble. I think the cage just saved Sophie there from Indy's armbar attempt. Now Sophie's on top. This is a problem with submission attempts. You go for it, and sometimes you end up in a worse position.
Now in Indy's guard, hips are forward, the posture is broken.
I like this position though against the fence where you're driving into them, holding their head against the fence. It's very hard for the person on the bottom to get some offense going. Oh, nice little kind of almost leg lock transition there. Oh, good to turn through. It's unusual transitions there, and it kind of this awkward reverse half guard position. I hate being in this position.
It's sort of like a leg drag position here.
Yeah, Indy stepped over it really well.
It was a good start here for Indy, getting the takedown in the round and maintaining top position for most of it, and a submission attempt.
I think that was all Indy that round. Sophie did a good job of not getting caught in the armbar, used the fence, didn't try and pull out, didn't straighten the arm. Good sound fundamentals there from Sophie. Indy with the pressure game there, she just seems that little bit stronger, that little bit heavier, that little bit more powerful. Plus she's got some nice technique, and that takedown, that was a huge takedown. That's a highlight reel takedown.
We will be seeing that on the Battle Arena highlight reel.
Oh, for sure, for sure. Or the whole of the first fight this evening could go on there. That was very impressive. This is Battle Arena. Champions will collide. We've got 6 title fights on this show, guys. 6 title fights. It's Edgbaston Stadium in Birmingham.
Night started off very quickly. Every bout has been very active. It's looking like a promising night to me.
And we've got a lot more Battle Arena shows this year. We're going to Leicester and Oxford and maybe back to Birmingham as well. So get yourself to a Battle Arena show. They are the best MMA shows to come and watch. Every ticket, you get a good view. Oh, I think it might have been an elbow though.
It was a nice right hand or right elbow landed there by Sophie.
You've got to be careful. That elbow is actually illegal here at Battle Arena because we're an amateur show. So if it was an elbow, that'd be really interesting to see. Sophie coming back strong. Both ladies throwing absolute bombs.
That was a nice right hand by Indy and a knee. And I don't know if that hurt Sophie, because I think Indy might now try. It looked like she was setting up a throw.
This fight is turning around now. Sophie landed that kind of possible elbow, possible straight right. Now she's the one in the pressure. What a turnaround from round 1.
Do you think we have a classic striker versus grappler matchup here?
Maybe. They seem fairly matched on the floor, but Sophie's striking just seems a little bit faster, a little bit sharper, but Indy's marching forward. A mistake by Sophie getting caught up in this grappling exchange. She was winning that striking exchange fairly comfortably. Indy going back to that wrestling that served her so well in round 1.
The takedown now, having Sophie up against the cage. Sophie needs to really work and try and get back up. She was doing really well with the stand.
Sophie's team is screaming at her to get back to her feet. They knew she was winning. She even gave a knowing nod then. But it's gone horribly wrong. She's ended up in the bottom of mount with Indy's huge pressure on her. But nice. Some athleticism from Sophie. I'm really impressed.
Very, very impressive there. She is on the other side of the cage in the opponent's corner, which is not very beneficial for her. However, she's trying to land some ground and pound there now.
This is almost kind of a judo position, this kind of like judo headlock pressure position. That armbar again. Once again, I think the cage might save her. It's going to be really hard for Indy to move her hips. She doesn't have the leg over the head either.
She needs to put her left knee on the back of Indy's leg. This will stop the armbar.
Oh, she's going for it again. Now she set it up a little bit tighter. If Sophie stays in tight, she should be safe depending on her hand position. That's very odd that Indy's actually on a ground and pound from that position. You know, usually that's a transition position you should be concentrating on. The submission or ending up in a stronger spot afterwards. Sophie's corner are calling for her to put the knee on the face for an old school way of escaping arm bars. It's good advice though, I like it a lot. And then pull that arm out. Oh, listen to her corner, the advice worked great. She's got to watch her leg here, but oh, nice ground and pound there from Sophie. Sophie needs to get back to her feet.
I'd prefer if Sophie used this position just to walk away, stand up.
Yeah, I think so. She was easily winning the striking, and now she's, you know, she's getting involved in these grappling exchanges, which are very, very even, kind of 50-50.
How would you score that round, Chris?
I think you got it. I think it's a round apiece. It's got to be. I think
I'm
probably 10-9s as well. I don't think anyone dominated too thoroughly in either round.
I'm inclined to agree with you there. 1 round apiece. Now, I think piece of victory here for Sophie will be stay standing. Keys to victory for Indy. Get against the cage, take down, stay on the ground, and that round will be yours.
I think Indy's got to go old school wrestler. Possibly a little bit tired. Just immediately close the distance, take her down, hold her against the cage, pound your way through this fight. And Sophie, stay on your feet. Stop playing the grappling game.
Now, having watched this fight in the first 2 rounds, I would love to see a push kick to the face from Sophie as Indy's walking forward. She's walking forward with her hands down. That's a perfect position to throw a push kick to the face.
I couldn't agree more. Those kicks are landed. But she doesn't want to get taken down. Maybe just coming out and boxing would be a good idea. So stay at range, don't get caught grappling. That's better. Stay at range, stay at range. Don't get your back against the fence. Move, move, move. That's much better from Sophie.
Nice.
Indy's looking really tired. She's starting to struggle.
Oh, she's got Sophie back up against the cage now.
She's caught back up against the cage, but Sophie needs to. Indy's just a little bit heavier, maybe a little bit stronger, so she's managing to hold her here. So Sophie needs to use her footwork so it just doesn't end up caught against the fence.
Sophie really needs to do everything possible here now to get away from this cage, reverse the position and get away. She needs to watch out for the trips and for Indy looking to get that single leg.
Been so impressed by the heart of both of these ladies. So tough. This is the 3rd round. They're both exhausted. Still working so hard. I can't describe how exhausting that cage work can be. Sophie separated again. Oh, but straight against the cage. That's where footwork becomes so important.
Good here. Now Sophie's got Indy against the cage in the reverse.
Oh, head kick attempt. Oh! Oh, beautiful spinning hook kick. Oh, Indy's a little bit out. She looks a little bit out on her feet. Maybe she's died. Oh, another big punch.
The corner now getting a bit aggressive, telling Sophie to get off the cage.
I want to see that spinning hook kick again. That was incredible.
That was beautiful kick here from Sophie. Indy doing the right thing, getting Sophie back up against the cage.
I think she stunned Indy, and it looked a little bit Mortal Kombat, a little bit finisher. Just through the crazy spinning hook kick. Beautiful technique.
I think that might have edged the round though for Sophie if this is how any round ends.
How do you judge rounds? Like Indy's been controlling more of this round.
Nice
What a great reversal. But it depends how you're scoring. I think the new scoring system, you go kind of first on damage, and you've got to give it to Sophie on damage so far in this round.
Very precise instructions.
Oh, trying to
crucifix by
crucifix.
Indy's corner. Very precise instructions. It's very good to see.
There can't be much left in this round. Very clear, strong instructions. This is interesting because Sophie started this round so strong. Now, you know, how do you judge a round like this when Indy's finished on top, but Sophie's safe. Now Sophie's reverse, maybe. Oh, it's going to be so close. Oh, she's just caught again.
The last 10 seconds of the fight might determine the winner of this
Oh,
fight.
Indy's landing bombs in the last 10 seconds. This is wow, what a fight!
What a very entertaining fight.
We said at the start the women's fight's always the best fight, and that's the best fight so far.
I'm telling you, technically sound and relentless.
Love the spinning hook kick. Love the spinning hook kick.
The head kicks and then the spinning hook kick. That just made the round for me.
Let's see how the judges see that fight. This is one when I'm glad I'm not a judge. Earlier on tonight, one of the judges has flipped a coin, but
Now, personally, overall, I'd have to give the fight to Sophie, just because of the last round.
I'm so biased. I just thought she was controlling more of the fight, but didn't do very much. The armbar attempts weren't that close, whereas I felt Sophie was very close to putting away. She landed that cross/elbow, that spinning hook kick, some heavy jabs, like 3 or 4 right hands on the chin. But most of that was in one round. So maybe it's 2 rounds to 1.
We shall see now. The judges seem to have given their verdict.
We're so handsy.
Ladies and gents, make some noise. What a great contest that was. So after 3 rounds of action, we go to the judges' scorecards. And we have a winner via split decision. For the fighter in the red corner, Sophie Luxton. And please make some noise for your winner, Indy. And obviously your first thing, you can see the emotions are real high. Did that go to the game plan though? No, it turned into very much a grappler versus striker.
Just try to invest in my kids, been quite personal reasons to it. They were just got levels up a bit.
But it was a great, very tough fight, but a great fight. You did manage to work your stand up and obviously got the split decision. So is anybody you want to thank?
My coaches, my training partners, everyone.
Well, congratulations, ladies and gentlemen. Let's hear it one more time for your winner, Sophie Luxton.